World War II. Defining the concept of World War II is power. Power is a central concept in international relations, which is power and actor ability to control and influence the other parties. The creation of social relation in the effect of an actor power is created of the exercise of power. Power has its own type. It have three types. First is hard power, second is soft power, and the last is smart power. But based on the case that we are present day is World War II, and it refers to hard power, which is clearly exercised through the military and impact in economic system. And hard power have own characteristic, which is aggressive. Power used to produce state categories, international system, and world order. In this case, all of the result will be seen after the war ended.
Okay, the first one is, what is World War II? World War II was a global conflict involving most nations. It began with Germany's invasion of Poland and expanded in two major alliances. Okay, the second one is, where is World War II? World War II occurred on multiple continents including Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Pacific. It involved major theaters such as the European theater. Okay, next is, when is World War II? World War II took place from 1939 to 1945. The war officially began on September 1, 1939, when Germany, led by Adolf Hitler, invaded Poland. The conflict continues for 6 years until September 2, 1945, when Japan formally surrendered, marking the end of the war. Okay, next is who. During the World War II, the major alliances were the Axis power and the Allies. The first one, Axis power, is Germany, Italy, Japan, and second one is Allied powers, that is United Kingdom, Soviet Union, United States, and China.
Hello, my name is Vonny. I'm gonna explain the case of World War II. World War II, also known as the Second World War, was a global conflict that lasted from 1939 to 1945. It was a result of various events and circumstances that lead to the tensions between countries, ultimately leading to armed conflict. To make it more concise and relevant, I'm gonna explain point by point. First, rise of fascism. The interwar period between World War I and World War II saw the rise of authoritarian regimes in Europe, particularly in Italy, Germany, and Spain. These regimes, led by the dictator like Benito Mussolini and Adolf Hitler, promoted nationalism, expansion, and aggressive foreign policy. The second, aggressions by Axis powers. Germany, under Hitler's leadership, began to violate the Treaty of Versailles by rebuilding its military and expanding its territory. In 1936, Germany annexed Australia, and in 1939, it invaded Poland. This aggression led to the involvement of other countries in the conflict. The third, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. In 1939, Germany and the Union Soviet, which is Russia, signed a non-aggression treaty, which allowed Germany to focus on its western campaign without worrying about a potential attack from the east. However, this pact didn't last long, as Germany invaded the Soviet Union in June 1941. The United States entered into the war. Initially, the United States tried to remain neutral. However, the Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, and Germany declaration of war against the US on December 11, 1941, led to the America involvement in the conflict. Major battles and Allied victory. There were so significant battles such as Stalingrad, the day the Allied invasion of Normandy, and the Battle of the Bulk, the alliance led by the United States, Great Britain, and the Soviet Union eventually divided the Axis powers, which is Germany, Italy, and Japan. The Holocaust and war crimes. One of the darkest aspects of World War II was the systematic genocide of approximately 6 million Europe's Jews by the Nazi regime, known as the Holocaust. Additionally, was crime and atrocities were committed by both Axis and Allied forces during the conflict.
And now I want to explain about the aftermath of the World War II. So after the World War II, the world is undergoing some significant change. So here are some of the things that happened after the World War II. The first is the establishment of the United Nations. After the war, United Nations is created to promote international cooperation and also to prevent the conflicts. The second is the division of the world into ideological blocks, namely Western Bloc and Eastern Bloc. Western Bloc which led by the United States and Eastern Bloc which led by the Soviet Union. And the third is the decolonization process that resulted in independence for many countries in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. And the fourth is increased economic globalizations and rapid technological developments, including in the fields of communications and transportations. The fifth is the Cold War between United States and Soviet Union, which affected the policies and conflicts around the world. The sixth is increased awareness of human rights and movements for social equality, including the civil rights movements in the United States. And the last is the development of nuclear weapons and the threat of nuclear war, which fueled arms control and nuclear disarmament efforts. So those are the 7 significant things that happened after the World War. Thank you.
World War II ended in 1945 when Nazi Germany and Japan surrendered in May and September, respectively. The conflict cut across continents, changing global politics with the development of the United States and the Soviet Union as superpowers. Following this, there were major reconstruction efforts and the establishment of international organizations such as the United Nations. The Allies, led by the United States, had greater military force, competent leadership from peoples such as Roosevelt and Churchill, and carried out strategic bombing to undermine the Axis nation. The Axis nation, which consisted of Germany, Italy, and Japan, was defeated due to internal weakness, economic hardship, and the moral obligation to put an end to its atrocities. The conclusion of the conflict represented the triumph of democracy over.
The critical opinion regarding the case are: first, World War II has a two-theater war with fighting taking place in Europe and in the Pacific. The Allies and Axis powers converted to total war for the second time in 20 years. And the third one, by 1940, Germany conquered Poland, Denmark, Norway, Netherlands, Belgium, and French. The fourth one, after Pearl Harbor, the Japanese took the Philippines and threatened to take India and Australia. The fifth, Japan interpreted the embargo as interfering with their right to expand.